Good morning, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Degenerate Disseminators podcast. I'm your host, Jordan. Back at it again with another episode. We had a good run with Daniel, but he's not joining us today. But the rally does not continue, unfortunately. If you guys watched our 2 episodes ago now, I believe Thursday's picks. Sorry. Um, we did go 3-0. Try to keep it going to close out the month. But we get shut out today. Uh, doesn't really feel that nice. December we didn't have any shutouts, and then January this is our second one now. So yeah. But like I say a lot on this podcast, definitely try to promote like a realistic outlook on sports betting. A lot of people try and say they go on these crazy runs all the time. I like to keep it very transparent and just kind of be also transparent where I'm going next with this. But coming at you with 4 picks today. I really do want to establish some nice bankroll before we get to the conference championships. By the time you guys are watching this tomorrow, Sunday. So yeah, we're gonna dive right into it. I'm gonna go over Daniel's picks first. Let me see here. All right, so for first pick of the night, we are taking the Capitals money line. We did take this on the night, went 3-0. They took on the Kraken on the road, and they got the win there. Facing the Canucks, once again, like I said, on the road. The Canucks just have these are the words of Daniel. The Canucks are having too many problems with their team to beat the wagon that is Washington, and I agree. The best team in the league is catching only minus 125. Is part of that because they're a road team, probably. But did well for us on Wednesday. Thursday. And when we've gone on these runs before, we like to kind of stick with what's working. And that Caps game was not a very stressful game, so we're hoping they can get it done again. Next hockey pick we're looking up. Oh, sorry, my apologies. The Capitals game, like I said, it is at minus 125, so we'll be taking that for 1.25 units. And then up next, we're looking at the Florida Panthers taking on the San Jose Sharks. Second time betting on this matchup, actually. The last time this game happened, we actually were at the game. We did do a little parlay with a Matthew Tkachuk assist and the minus 1.5. Sorry, had a hiccup there. But we're not doing that today. Like I said, playing it safe. Trying to get some kind of momentum going. So we're taking the minus 1.5 again. Panthers are still looking pretty solid, but they have dropped some games. I know that they wanted to win. The first matchup this season was final score 3-1, so they cover. But Mackenzie Blackwood was still playing for the Sharks, top tier goalie there, and we see a bit of a goalie downgrade, I feel, in this matchup. So I could see the scoring margin being even bigger in this one, possibly 4-1, 5-1, something along those lines. If you want to boost it or knock up the line a little bit, honestly, I don't say I'm against it, but like I said, in the current state we're in right now, I will not be partaking. But we faded a home team this week, so I feel like we gotta take one. And like I said, it's a matchup I've already seen. So I think the Cats do their thing once again against the Sharks. Cats minus 1.5 for 1.2 units. And then moving into some basketball, much bigger slate today than Friday. Let me look through some of the games here, actually. So we have Indiana taking on the Spurs once again in Paris, I believe. The Spurs did, they blew them up by 30. Wemby had a great game. I don't know, because this is kind of like a playoff feel kind of game, like playing the same team so close. So I feel like the Pacers are definitely going to have some adjustments. I don't know if the Spurs are going to have the same success on offense to where they put up 140 points. Game total last time was 250. The line is 233. Could be decent if I think Wemby will have another good game, but like I said, I really just don't know how well the Pacers are going to adjust given what happened in this matchup 2 days ago. So I'm going to stay away from it. Give me 1 second here. Alrighty, so when Daniel's not here, and I just gotta talk for like 10 minutes straight, you know, I'd be getting parched real quick. But yeah, looking at the Nuggets taking on the Timberwolves in Minnesota. I'm kind of upset about this one because I did, when I first saw this line come out, the Nuggets were only catching -1.5. It's jumped up to 4.5 now. I think they cover it regardless, but it would have been a nice little safety net. And honestly, I probably would have bumped it up to like 2.5, 3.5 points, maybe make it plus money. But it is what it is. I'll take the 4.5. Just some numbers for you guys, since we didn't really have any numbers for the hockey games. In division games, the Nuggets are 5-2. That's one of their most notable ATS trends going into this game. And the Timberwolves sit at 1-4 ATS in division games. And just overall, the Nuggets have just been way better in a lot of these ATS categories. Have been wanting to mention this. I do use TeamRankings.com for all my ATS trends stats. So I'm gonna show it on camera if you're watching on YouTube. I don't know how well it's gonna show up. Basically, can't really see the colors, but basically, all the stuff that is noticed, is a good margin above 50%. Highlights in green, meaning that it is a trend to look at. That's kind of what I tend to look at and see how it plays into the role of the game. So yeah, the Nuggets are a lot better in a lot of these categories mentioned on here than the Timberwolves. Like I said, the Timberwolves have been looking better, and they actually did beat the Nuggets once. I believe this was like Game 5 of the season. And like I mentioned in the last episode, the Nuggets didn't really start the season out too hot, so that might have had something to do with it. But we've seen Jokic just get better and better this year, stats wise, and the Nuggets overall. And I believe the Nuggets dropped to 3-2 that game, and then the Timberwolves went to 2-3 if I'm not mistaken. But going into this game, we do see the Nuggets now significantly above the Timberwolves in the standings and their record. Then one important thing to note: in their last 10 home games for the Timberwolves, they are 4-6, but 7-3 on the road. So they've been struggling at home a little bit. And versus team above 500, they're 5-9 on the year. So I think, I agree with that. I think before I even looked at this number, I kind of thought to myself that the Timberwolves haven't really had any significant wins like recently. So I wanted to look at that number, and it did prove my initial intuition correct. So yeah. The Timberwolves are 18-12 against teams below 500. So kind of like the Miami Dolphins a little bit, into their stat pattern a little bit. I think they're gonna get a rude awakening when they get this new look of the Nuggets here. And so third pick of the day, we're going Nuggets -4.5 for 1.1 units. Depending on what book you're on, if it's like 2.5, maybe 3.5, I would say bump it up. If you can get into plus money, that would be ideal. But I'm not taking any chances today. And I did have a side bet for today, but I've decided just to make it official. Hate to admit this, guys, but like I said, very transparent. The bankroll's running low, so after I did these 3 picks, I did only have about 0.65 units in my bankroll. So I figured why not, I have some money put aside to re-up and kind of start over again if this doesn't, pan out. And, I'm not really too upset about this. Fun fact for those who don't know, I actually haven't put any of my own money into betting since the start of this podcast. And this is about it. We're coming up at episode 30. So not too upset about it, but I'm going to win relatively big here. But we're looking at Jokic's rebounds and assist line. It's sitting at 23.5 for plus 100, so even money. Did look into the numbers a little bit. So for the month of, well, before I even get into that, this kind of just follows along with the Nuggets spread play here. In the month of January, in games that Nikola Jokic has played in, the Nuggets are on a 9-game winning streak and a 10-1 overall this month when Jokic is playing. And all these games have been won by more than 4.5 points. So I think this is a pretty solid bet here. And then, from the numbers in January, well, first of all, like I mentioned, Jokic is coming off a 22 rebound and 17 assist game. His game before that, 10 assists, 13 rebounds. Game before that, 10 and 14 rebounds. Game before that, 10 and 12, then 10 and 14, 9 and 18, 15 and 12. He hasn't hit it like a considerable amount of times, but he is right there. And, the Kings were definitely a tough matchup for them. And I think the success can definitely be attributed to Jokic's attempts on the board and, passing the ball around as well. But for the month of January, he is averaging 14.9 rebounds and 11.5 assists, which equals about 26.4 rebounds and assists average per game. I think the Nuggets take this lead early. I can't see that they don't. And I think the Timberwolves are going to be playing from behind a lot this game. I think they're going to be taking a lot of risky shots to kind of get themselves back into the game. Some very low percentage shots. Hopefully that clang off the rim, and Jokic is able to grab up. And as we know, Jokic is definitely going to be moving the ball around plenty as well. On the month of January, the lowest amount of assists he's had is 9. Some point guards don't even get that, which is insane. So, like I said, I got 0.65 units left over, so I'm throwing it on this. Give me Jokic's rebounds and assists over 23.5. And that is going to do it for Saturday's action. Hopefully we can finally, get momentum and actually keep it rolling. That would be awesome. But we're going to kick it into the recap. We're looking at the Caps money line. The Capitals money line. Just in case you don't know what the Caps are. Washington Capitals money line, 1.25 units. The Panthers minus 1.5 against the Sharks for 1.2 units. Nuggets minus 4.5 against the Timberwolves for 1.1 units. And Jokic's rebounds and assists line of 23.5. We are taking the over for 0.65 units, giving us 4.2 units in play. Pretty big day here. Hopefully we can go up 4. I actually haven't done the math because, the little side bet's not a full unit. But hopefully we can get a nice amount of units in the green, and we will catch you guys on Sunday.